Welcome back to On Point. We're studying through the Psalms. We find ourselves in 78 through 82 today of the great Psalms of the Bible. Now, I want to focus specifically on Psalm 81. The writer says in the song, we need to hear, we need to listen, and that's usually a part of some point of the psalm is that we pay attention to the words. And he says, "Hear my people, and I'll admonish you. Hear if you'll listen." And then it says, "There should be no foreign god among you." In the Old Testament, back in the Old Law, going back to the Ten Commandments, when Moses came off Sinai, he told the people that the command of God is not to have any other God before you. Now, today we think about gods like images or statues or little figurines. That's the kind of gods that we may be thinking about. But really, a God is anything or anyone that you put ahead of your Creator. So God has challenged us to look to Him first, foremost, and as the only God. Now, throughout the Old Testament, we see several people that call themselves children of God, and in the New Testament call themselves Christians that may have faded away, may have kind of lost their way, if you will. But for the majority of the Bible, we find characters that are just trying to be close to God, just trying to walk with God, trying to learn more about Him. They want to know more about His name. They want to know more about His people. They want to know more about all the good things that God has done. They're attracted to that. They want to see Him. And the way that we show people who God is, by the way we live our life, is daily making decisions to follow God, that they can see God in us. And for a Christian, God must always be number one. This reminds me, going into the New Testament, in Matthew 6 and verse 33, about seeking first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. In our lives, God comes first. The kingdom comes first. Our message, our motive with our parents, when we're children, when we get old enough on our own with our spouse, and then when we have our own kids, is that our family unit is drawn to the image of God. We're trying to support the work of the Lord in everything that we do. And so I love this idea right here in the middle of these Psalms. Remember that there's only one God in your life. Jesus says you can't serve God and mammon. You got to make a decision as to whether or not you're going to serve the Lord or you're not. I'm reminded of Joshua 24:15. When Joshua gives them the challenge, you got to make a choice here. You're either going to serve the gods that these foreign people serve, or you're going to serve our God that brought us out of Egypt. You got to make a choice today. You got to make it every day. And I pray that you put God first. Thanks so much for tuning in today's On Point.